Holy shit.
I love
Yeah.
Welcome,
comment.
welcome.
Oh, he was dressed like before JFK.
Bro.
I was not expecting that, but I'm definitely going to need that file.
Oh, we'll send it to you. We'll send it to you. Don't
Yeah.
worry. Don't worry.
Of course.
It was perfect.
Of
Beautiful.
course.
Keats, welcome to the show. We are so excited to have you. King Keats is here.
Yes, thank you. Excited
so-
for butt
Yeah,
stuff.
baby.
We're so excited. We've wanted you on forever, but you're always so goddamn busy. And so we're excited that we finally have you here. And you're in our little butt grasp.
You know, I've enjoyed your show for quite some time now. It's awesome to be here. Yeah,
We
big
enjoy
fan.
you and your show. You're literally the sweetest, most wonderful person in the whole wide world. I think all three of us agree on that. That you're just like a breath of fresh air in the community.
I'll fight anyone
And
that says otherwise.
yeah, like we would literally. Yeah, I would go to jail for you.
Believe me,
For
there's
sure.
Along with.
there's quite a number of people who would say otherwise. But yeah, thank you. I appreciate
Well, fuck
that.
them. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right.
All in a
So
day's work.
let's start off the episode like we always do. Let me find the video with our goddamn Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh,
Everybody
and
stand
then
up
I know you said he's
for-
the king. I know you said he's the king, but Keats, this is how this is going to go. Every video that we play, you're going to give us your opinion, first.
Okay.
Got it.
All right. Let's get it.
Yeah.
Ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da.
Now that we're all
Ugh.
loosened up and ready.
Yes. Okay, before
Ready
we
for the first
start,
one?
hold on. Yeah, before no, while you load it, I'm going to tell everybody in the chat we have Keats's link tree that's inside of the bio and about to post it right now. So everybody
Do it.
go follow him on all of his socials before we even start, before we do anything. It is out there. I'll drop it a few times throughout the show, but make sure you guys go follow him, please. He had an amazing stream yesterday that was literally 800 hours long that you guys have to go watch that he is exhausted from.
Yeah. No, it was
Do
long.
So
it.
artsy. I was like, wow.
We had just so much to share. We have an art collective called We the Hollowed, and you can find it at wethehollowed.org. And yesterday we just did an Equinox kind of inaugural event where we just shared everyone's, disparate works, whether it's like video
So
art
cool.
and music and spoken word and all sorts of stuff. So yeah, it was a lot to get through, but there was
It
no
was
boring
cool, though.
moment.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
worth it.
Yeah, really. And you did such a good job putting a lot of the stuff together. You did
Thank you.
fantastic. You were so freaking talented, especially with like putting images to stuff. Like everyone in the chat's
I know.
comments was like, oh my God, the visuals that you added with everything was just like the perfect touch that it needed. And you were so talented, my
thank
love.
you.
So
I appreciate
artsy.
that.
So
It's
artsy.
a lot of videomancy, you know. It's a lot of intentful magic goes into that
Yes,
art.
sir.
So.
Absolutely. We're gonna be talking about magic here today too, because I got like magic videos and stuff because I was like, we have to go
Cool.
outside of the box here with Keats. I was like, we
Cool.
can't just stick to UFO videos by any
Okay,
means.
well then,
So
some
if
of
we're
the-
doing
I'll
that,
try to be
should we
nice.
stick with? I found one that was taken like 2
Yeah.
days ago in Las Vegas.
Yeah, 100%.
So we'll
Yeah,
start. Should we
yeah.
start with that
And I
one?
don't mean like magic, like sleight of hand. Like some of the videos I got are
Right.
just kind of like things about magic that I want like Keats's opinions on and stuff. So
Magic with the K,
Mm.
ceremonial
with the
magic.
K, exactly. So
I
Bree, why
only
don't
have
you-
UFOs. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I knew that you were gonna only bring the UFO, so it's
Hey,
fine.
they're all the same. Ultra terrestrials, right?
exactly.
Yes. This video though is more of a thought or a situation, and then we can have a talk after.
Okay.
Is
Decide.
allegedly 100% true and verified, and this man seems to have traveled back in time or slipped into another dimension or something. A man named Jofar Voren was found in Frankfurt, Germany back in 1850. He spoke very broken German, but claimed that he'd gotten lost while searching for his brother. He came to the area on a ship, but the ship had wrecked, leading him to wander around Germany looking for help. The problem was, he wasn't able to tell anyone where he had come from. He claimed that the place he lived in was called Luxaria, but he couldn't find it on a map. When he was shown a globe, he didn't recognize any of the continents either. He claims that in the world that he came from, the world was only separated into 5 areas, yet the maps that he was shown revealed dozens of countries he'd never seen before. Author John Timms reported the story and says that Jofar was taken to Berlin for questioning, but no one knows what became of him after this. Follow for more creepy true stories.
Oh, maybe they killed him. So what do you guys think
Cool,
about
actually,
that?
I think I've heard that one before. But yeah, it reminds me of the Tartaria issue too, of the this lost and forgotten about continent that it's big in conspiracy world. But I actually had a dream of Tartaria before I even knew about it. Like I woke up one
shit.
morning and I was telling Mary like there was this other world that Mary's my partner, that I like had seen, and I remember a neon sign that said Tartaria, but I didn't know what it was, and I did a Google search, and there's like a litany of conspiracies about this, maybe missing continent, lost to the ages, or like it's trying to be hid or whatever. Very trippy stuff. But yeah, it reminds me of that.
What do you think that could be? A time traveler, or maybe someone slipping through at another dimension? Maybe it's a parallel sort of timeline where that's in the past and that is still a continent, or what do you guys think that could be? Or maybe a mixture of all of it?
Well, I think I was only half kidding when I said the ultra terrestrial thing, because I think what we need to assume, it's not so much of time travel rather than just kind of consciousness displacement, or like echoes of energy and matter throughout time, and you can get into the multidimensional thing and all of that, but I think it's more fascinating to me to think of it less literally, you know what I mean, like more in a kind of dimensional context, but who knows.
Yeah, no, I understand. I feel like the time part of it shouldn't matter whether it's from the past or the future. It's like
Right.
Focus on the part where it's like it's coming from somewhere, right? And it's what Keats is saying. I would think that it's like consciousness. Maybe it's not like the physical body time traveling, but it's the consciousness just finding some sort of hole and seeping through it, and it ends up there. It wasn't
Yeah, and-
intentional. It wasn't meant to be by any mean. It was just. So I think it's hard you can't think about it as a physical, tangible place in your mind, because it's not a physical, tangible place in our realm, right? So it's
Yeah.
it's just like so you can't really compare it to what it is here, because it's the same thing but completely different,
Yeah, and like getting into like Bell's theorem of quantum physics, and the collective unconscious with Jung, or like an occultist named Austin Osman Spare used to talk about the neither, which is like this this sub dimension of like all thought and creation kind of existing. And I think that some of that cracks through, and it's also part and parcel to creativity in and of itself, and like getting images and ideas and imagination. Like Alan Moore, the comic writer, famously talks about the the Imaginarium, or like the imagination itself being a dimension, and you're just kind of picking and pulling from things, but it's shared, and everything you think of exists somewhere. So
Oh, I love that. Okay.
Yeah.
All
It's
right.
like a satellite signal.
yeah.
Ooh, okay. All right. I have a feeling we're going to have some fantastic conversations throughout this episode. And I'm excited for it. Okay. So, okay. I'm going to start off with a magic one. And let's see. Magic. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You watch this video, you might become a witch. What I want to talk about is color magic. And this actually isn't as voodoo as it sounds. Basically, each color represents a different frequency of light. And each frequency or color also corresponds to different emotions. And each color absorbs all frequencies of light, all energies, except for the one that it is. Which is why black, which is the absence of light, absorbs everything. And white, which is light itself, reflects everything. So you can wear different colors to deflect certain frequencies. So for example, green would be the frequency of love, as well as envy, because each one also has its opposite negative counterpart. So if you feel like there's a lot of envy that's being projected onto you, you could wear green to help protect yourself from this.
That is
Oh.
interesting.
Yeah, but I
Right?
think it's left to interpretation too, because my green doesn't mean the same as your green, and I think it also kind of correlates to synesthesia.
Mhm.
Like hearing colors and
Mm-hmm.
like these kind of relationships. But he's not wrong that there is frequencies to color, and like
Mhm.
the eye resolution itself, as lame as it is. I mean, especially my 4-eyed face. It can only transmit to the brain, a certain kind of flat resonance of all of these things. So I do get it. I get what he's saying. I just don't think it's as simple as, I'm gonna wear green today to,
Keep envy.
reflect envy or
Yes.
Well, but
Weird.
is it possible that it's, kind of like a manifestation, you doing almost a ritual? You're saying to yourself,
if
if
you
I wear
think
the
that
color
is
green,
happening,
that's what I
if
yeah,
you think you're doing it,
exactly.
then that's probably working.
Exactly. So
yeah.
I feel like maybe it's less about the actual color that you're wearing, but more about the fact that you're waking up in the morning, deciding that you're going to do this and this is going to stop this
Yeah.
situation that's happening. You're putting your intentions out there and, drawing your lines,
mean, the day
following
is a
through with what
ritual,
you're
right?
doing.
The
Yep.
day is a ritual, and like my hypothesis and this idea I have called divergent magic, and it's for people on the spectrum to kind of like ritualize a day as like a full
Mm.
magical ritual. And it's there's a liminal bath, which is a shower. There's a ceremony of like dressing yourself, right? There, like, the entire day is one, and if you live intentionally like that, yeah, you will find results. And whether it's just pragmatic kind of working or reshaping your thoughts to more better suit your mental health or whatever, that's magic in itself. It doesn't need to be as like divinatory or crazy, but it can be.
Mhm.
So
Mm.
yeah, I agree. I think him, it's a really cool thought, and I think that's just a part of the puzzle for sure.
Question.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're saying that, and for some reason this thought came to me, but would you consider the practice of magic with a K basically being the manipulation and control and understanding of your own mind?
Yes. I mean, for me, yeah, that's a big thing, because I consider my mental health issues as the other, right? That I need to learn to commune with. That I need
Mm-hmm.
to learn to, like, it's like binding a demon, to, use a tired old analogy. But like, you know what I mean? It's like communing with it, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, learning to live with it, to accept its majesty, to understand when it's not working. And yeah, I believe that that is magic. Absolutely. Yeah.
Controlling the mind.
Yeah.
Well, think of it this way: that's like shadow work, and
Yeah.
like, say thousands of
much.
years ago, like the state of theater on the cave wall, that was shadow. So you'd have like
Mm.
groups
I
of
like
people in caves watching shadow theater, and same kind of thing.
Yeah, I think
That makes sense.
shadow work too, especially, is a major thing. But I think people get too hung up more so like on the negative aspects of shadow work, when it really is, it can be as
It's meant to
simple as
be
mood swings,
positive, yeah.
right?
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like that Pazuzu asks if I shower every day because of what I mentioned. I
You
don't,
stinky dad.
but you know
Hey, Dad.
it's a different ritual every day, right? So
No, exactly.
of
That's
them-
really what it is.
yeah.
What it comes down to at the end of the day is like we're just constantly living in a ritual, whether people realize it or not. You do the same thing every day, really, whether you realize it or not.
yeah, and to be mindful of these mechanical maneuvers, you know, that are so ingrained in you, and to learn what works and what doesn't. And I'm not anyone that's got it figured out. I'm still very much trying to assess and figure out things that don't. You know, I've been through the ringer in my life with you know, drugs and mental health and all sorts of things. So it's, you know, it's a constant process. It's a life's work, I think. But it's also very like individualistic, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Super.
Yeah.
All that matters is it's a constant work in progress.
Exactly.
Oh,
And
If you
anybody
said
who
you had
tries
it all
to
figured out, yeah, I'd be like,
Exactly. I was
come
like, anybody
on.
who says they have something 100% figured out is the biggest red flag I've ever seen in my life. We are all nothing but works in progress. Like
Yeah. The only
there
thing
is
I'm
no
absolute about is I don't believe absolutists. Yeah.
the only thing I'm absolute about is that
That
I
sounds like a
breathe.
pretty absolute statement, Keats.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's the joke. But yeah.
It's absolutely crazy. All right. Ready for a
Oh,
UFO
Rowan.
video?
We are. Before you do, thank you, Dad, for the donation.
Thank
Oh,
you,
that's where my
Dad.
frisbee went.
I like it, frisbee. I was about to say the same fucking thing.
So this is obviously taken in a plane because I could tell that noise was like
Yeah, like
It's
plain
super high up
noise.
too. Like if that's just a topography of the Earth from a plane, that's really high up, whatever that is.
Yes, of course, hides in long grass.
Are you sure you don't have mental health issues?
I
There's
feel
nothing
like
wrong
we
with that.
all do.
We all do.
It's okay. Maybe
Yeah,
sometimes
some
you get
people
a
don't.
little
You know, I'm very
Jesse
aware that
depressy.
people are overdiagnosed. You know,
Oh,
some
for
people are
sure.
just fine.
Specifically in the early 2000s, there was a huge
Mhm.
problem with overdiagnosis inside of children, specifically with ADD and ADHD.
Yes, yeah, and as a educator myself, it's still a maddening thing. I'm like, if the Ritalin is making you not eat and making you crazy, you don't need to be on it.
You don't need to be on it.
No.
It's
Mm-mm.
doing the exact opposite
The
of what it
opposite.
should be doing.
Well, that's the thing though. So what a
Yeah.
lot of people don't understand about these medications is that when you're given something like ADHD medication and you don't have ADHD, it gives you ADHD.
Yeah,
Crazy,
exactly.
right?
It's
Crazy.
the adverse, yeah. So yeah, this I mean, probably a drone. I don't know. Like, that's probably, you probably hear that every butt stuff episode. It's a drone.
Yes.
Well, of course we have
Yes.
to.
Yeah. I know. I gotta say, like, I knew we were gonna watch some TikTok videos of UFOs. A part of me was already gonna be, I don't know.
Skeptical.
Yeah, because
That's okay.
I think we've been looking at things the same way for so long in the UFO
Yep.
community, expecting different results, right? It's that cliche
Mhm.
of insanity. And it's just like,
Yeah,
you know,
100%.
like maybe we're looking at the wrong things, like in a different way. I don't know, but I could be wrong. It could be a UFO watch. I mean, maybe it technically is an unidentified flying object, right?
Right?
Hmm.
I feel
Dad
you.
said this is a pre-drone era. That's
Oh, okay.
interesting. Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, or someone just threw a frisbee really fucking hard. Excuse my French.
No,
That
you're
would
allowed to
be
curse on
so
here.
high. Oh my god.
I mean, it
Like
is
the-
really high.
Thor.
Is it a
Thor threw
possibility
that
that's
shit.
just a really big bird and it's just gliding through the air?
Where the fuck are the? Come on.
I
No, its
know. I
wings
wonder
are
why the
tucked in.
resolution's so bad.
I think it's because it's the 90s.
It is
I'm gonna
old.
say
It is
it's
that old?
overcast day and they're in the clouds or something. Well,
Yeah, when you bring in like the military, you know, like idea with it too. I mean, they probably had. I mean, they obviously had drones and stuff way before we've had them, right? So who knows?
exactly, Enzo. So everyone's afraid to say it. I'm gonna give it a UFO. And yeah.
All right, you're gonna give it
I'm
one.
gonna say it's definitely an unidentified flying object.
I'm gonna have to say that I think it's an unidentified flying frisbee. I'm just calling this the frisbee UFO. This looks like a frisbee. I'm not saying it's an actual frisbee, but this is a frisbee
Watch,
UFO.
you're gonna start the new. Everyone's gonna make videos about the frisbee.
Frisbee
UFO now.
UFO now. Yeah, it's gonna be like a thing. Yeah.
That would be a flying saucer. A frisbee is
I
basically
agree.
the
It's a
shape of a
frisbee.
saucer.
I'm just saying
It
frisbee
is
should be
gliding,
frisbee should be the
pretty
new Tic Tac.
laterally, too. Like it's
Mhm.
gliding pretty. It
Straight.
looks smooth.
Yeah, like it doesn't look like it's skipping or like
Yeah.
it's like just boop, right through the air.
Kari, you ready to shit on us?
I need more info. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That would be good.
it's
Like, is it
incredibly
did
low
they-
res? Like,
That's good. Need more info. Did they film from a plane? Was this caught out of a plane window?
I
Like,
think
that's
it
what I'm
was
assuming.
because if I take
think
off
so.
the,
I mean, where we're looking now, it looks like the kind of the
if
borderline
you
of
play
a
it, you
field.
can like hear it.
You can
Listen,
hear it.
With the plane they're in, yeah.
This is over like crop
that's
land.
a prime.
It's just a really stubborn cloud that didn't want to dissipate.
I mean, it could just be a Cessna flying along, and it's just
a what?
a Cessna is the type of plane.
Type of plane, yeah.
Um, So I don't know. That could just be. It could be just low res or a drone or anything else.
So the person that posted this, they were just like showing some archival footage of UFO stuff, or is it them that filmed it?
So that's the fun part of TikTok. You
That's
never
where the
fucking
need
know.
more
You
info
never know.
comes in.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. But that's, I think, with all these videos on the internet, by the time you watch them, they're like repurposed like 8 times. You have
They
no
are on
idea.
TikTok.
Yeah, and the resolution,
Especially on TikTok. Yeah.
it's
you have-
compressed
YouTube
and
is a lot
compressed.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kari says that a lot about the videos. Sometimes we get, she's like, well, here's the thing. They took it from YouTube. Then they did this, and they did this. So by the time they get it, it's a horrible, horrible video. So we really don't know the context of it. But I think that that's, like you said earlier, it's like there's a bigger picture about the way we look at UFO evidence and footage that needs to be changed because we've been doing it the same way for years and years and nothing is working with it.
Or yeah, we're just not, we're just not getting any closer. I feel that I don't mean to be a pessimist. I'm not actually.
No.
I'm not a pessimist when it
You're
comes
not, you're being a
to-
realist and there's nothing wrong
Well,
with that.
But also, like, I think there's just, it's exciting to me to look at it in more of like the John Keel kind of ultra-terrestrial hypothesis, and
Hmm.
to, go more into like, the physics part and,
Yeah.
eye resolution and all that. But, I don't know much about it. I've had my own experiences that I feel, could be connected to an ultra-terrestrial kind of idea. But, yeah. Who knows? I just, like everyone here, we're also just flabbergasted about not getting any answers about anything.
Mm-hmm.
I gave up on that. I'm not looking for
Yeah.
answers.
Yeah, I'm not looking for answers anymore either. I gave up. I'm just letting the universe take me on my ride.
I'm just hanging
That's
out.
the best way to do it.
Oh, I saw
got
this one.
We got some ghost ones.
Cool.
Archival.
Look, cool. Cool.
Awesome.
It's a chair moving.
That's pretty cool. Chair. I mean, it looks
Little
creepy. Yo.
poltergeist action.
Don't
It
find me
looked
in there.
like it was pushed. It didn't fall, so it was pushed again.
I think there's a
Or
string
like
coming
pulled,
off to
it
the
didn't fall,
left
and it
then a
was
string
pulled
to the
again.
right. So you get the
See?
first one on the left pulled, and then you pull the right one so it falls over.
Yeah.
God damn you, these ghost videos. But people believe in ghosts more than UFOs, but they have these
and
goddamn videos.
that's what I'm saying. Like, I think they're connected. Yeah.
Oh no, 100%. I couldn't agree with you more. That's a big reason why I like to sprinkle some of these videos in here, not just the UFO ones, but a lot of the other stuff that we have, because I feel like there's so much of a bigger connection. And I've said over and over again, especially the past few weeks, that the paranormal community and the UFO community need to link up hand in hand because
Yeah.
you're investigating the same thing, whether you guys realize it or not.
Very true. And I
Mhm.
think, the paranormal community as well is kind of in that rut too of, they're looking at things kind of the same way, but they do capture things, right? That is more explainable. So it's more frustrating for them because who knows, it's an
Right.
air draft. It's, or someone staged it or,
Although now with
I
drones,
can
it's the
see
same
it being
thing.
maddening.
Yeah, it's the same thing in our field,
I'm
though,
always
with
like,
all the
Yeah.
technology.
Yeah.
Or like you have all these new things inside of the paranormal community, like these spirit boxes and like all these apps on your phone that like people are taking and using, and they're like not necessarily an actual tool that you should be using to investigate things, and then presenting it as actual evidence of like, but look, I'm doing it on camera, it's happening. Like this happens to be real.
There's I was talking about this yesterday. There's pareidolia, like we're always looking for patterns. We just automatically look and for patterns, and I've come to this realization that in and of itself is kind of a magical act and shouldn't just be frowned upon, that we're always kind of figuring out these equations and looking at patterns. And I think in the UFO and paranormal community, it's no, you want to see this, you want, you're seeing something because you want to see it. And I was like, well, how are we seeing it, and why are we seeing it that way? And the spirit box is like really incredible for that, because what you hear is not going to be the same for everyone, and sometimes it is, but I like to use the spirit box like artistically. It's just it's a fun thing to kind of listen to my mind, what it's reading or listening to randomly.
Yeah, I think like a spirit box too, like for me personally, has a lot less to do with it spirit saying a word to you, but more you using it as a tool within your mind to give yourself an answer. Like it's a tool that it's a tool that you're using. It's not your grandma coming down and being like, I miss you. It's your brain manipulating that device, telling you,
your brain needing you to hear
no, exactly. And it's because your brain needed to hear that, and that's why you manifested it. It's
and I think that's like, and I don't know why that's so downplayed, and people are like, oh, then it doesn't matter.
Make believe.
Like, no, that's kind of incredible if we really think about that. It's really fascinating that we do that. But yeah.
That was an interesting comment.
Want to read it?
What's fascinating is how old civilizations listed God and godly beings as religion. Now religion is dying. What happened to the old gods and civilizations all over the world that had gods?
Like, are you saying because the lack of religiosity is kind of a downfall to
so maybe like, why not bring back the old ways where there's many gods, and we don't just think of one white man in the sky with a beard?
I think we're already there. We got YouTube.
I think there's a recontextualization of gods and goddesses, which I rather enjoy as like more of an archetypal idea, to kind of commune with the traits of that god or goddess or idea. And like you can even break it down, like people deify celebrities more than they deify religion, which is very interesting to me. But because you're basically doing the same thing, and when you deify anything, you're gonna make it you're gonna fill that God-shaped hole in your heart,
Exactly.
For sure.
Well, okay,
he said, why can't texts in all civilizations? He said, texts in all civilizations had frequent mentions of interacting with gods in their purpose.
And I think we
save us.
I think when our language we weren't so overwrought with words and ways to describe and be completely specific. I think we as a species it was easily more attainable to tell in allegory, right? And to speak in allegory, because everyone kind of assumed it wasn't so literal. And I think like the literalism gets in the way a lot with these things, because I still do. I mean, not specifically gods and goddesses, maybe sometimes, but I do with communing with the other, like I was saying earlier, trying to use it in artistic purposes and practices, and so it's sad that it's gotten so literal, I think, and I think people are missing the point when it's so literal.
Always.
Well, did you guys ever see that? I want to say it was on like HBO or something like that, but it was the TV show that was about like the new gods and the old gods. You guys know what I'm talking about? Like American heroes.
American gods.
American gods.
Oh,
there you go.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Neil Gaiman. Yeah.
So I think it's interesting because to that person's comment before, like, what if we're just no longer interacting with those gods, so therefore they no longer exist? And it all goes back to that whole we're manifesting our reality at every
Right.
point. So
I call that the Freddy Krueger effect, right? 'Cause
yeah.
you had to believe in
Mm.
him for him to do you harm.
Mhm. And the thing
that's
is
the same thing, yeah.
and it's like we are technically interacting with our quote unquote gods and writing about it because
Mhm.
we're doing it with our celebrities and stuff. It's just we're not doing like we're redirecting it of what you would think gods are. So we're
Right. Yeah.
those old
Recontextualizing. Yeah.
exactly those old gods. We're not worshiping the sun or the war god anymore. Now you're worshiping a fucking actor or a goddess of music. You know what I mean? So
Sure.
it's just redirected now.
But it's like you're missing. Not you. I'm saying
No,
the
yeah.
royal you is like
Mhm.
missing the point when they deify a human being.
Oh, 100%.
You
Yep.
know, so it's you should more so like I think God's served a purpose of deifying an archetype,
Mhm.
not
100%.
you know the same. We're all in this floating rock in space together, like with our bad actions and our misgivings, and to deify
Mhm.
that is to it's just you're missing the point of what you're trying to like you know transcend to or like
Mhm.
invoke as it were.
Mhm.
But yeah, I
But
agree.
you have to think about it almost in the same sense too. Like, okay, especially with the older Greek gods and stuff, like they kind of idolized and romanticized and made famous these gods, and they were known for their traits and their egos and stuff. It wasn't necessarily like it wasn't just they were the god of thunder, but they were the god of thunder
Right.
and they did this and they had these interactions.
Well, they had
So
all the lore. They had these
exactly.
beautiful tales and these
Mhm.
allegories,
And so that's
yeah.
what's interesting about it, because it's like what you're saying basically is like what people need to understand about gods is you have to take the ego out of it. It's not about ego or who they are individually, but we, I think, unfortunately, inherently as humans, inject human ego into
Yeah.
everything. And so that's unfortunately just kind of like part of our animalistic human nature that we have. We
Yeah.
can't learn that lesson. It seems like we're just continually doing it, but just on a different level.
Yeah, it's like you're worshiping someone going through the same trials and tribulations you are, just maybe at they're at a different nature and nurture kind of concoction. It
Mhm.
doesn't make much sense, you know what I mean? It doesn't
Yep.
make much sense to put a lot of vestige in somebody else when we're all just kind of existing in the same space.
Yep. Absolutely.
Like that.
100%.
It does make sense, throughout relationships and love and whatever. But yeah.
Love.
No.
All right, you guys ready?
Mhm.
Next video. So, UFO clears part of a chemtrail. Could that be possible, and why? The dissipation of the contrail suggests possible. I didn't see. Hold on. What did it say?
What does it say?
The dissipation of the contrail suggests possible energy field around the object. So there's like this, what they're saying is a chemtrail. We don't know. Let's just say contrail for fun. And then this UFO appears and clears out that area. That's kind of interesting. What do you think, Keats?
Yeah,
Kari has
obviously
disappointment
my
on her
mind goes
face.
straight to just coincidental, because I think the mass of a quote unquote chemtrail would start from the middle out, like to dissipate. But yeah, it's a really cool idea. It also looks too far to be a UFO. It actually just looks like something gleaming outside the atmosphere. Maybe the sun reflecting off, this. I almost said star, which is like ridiculous because stars are so far away. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
All
I
right,
don't know.
Kari.
Yeah,
Me
break
with
it
your
down.
Interesting.
I don't know. Could be a plan. Could be
It's
shadows.
so static, though.
I'm saying UFO.
I need more info, to be honest.
Oh, with
It
me.
says great camera work. Great camera work.
It is
considering
odd,
how
though.
far it is in the sky.
I didn't catch that at the very end. If you see it completely dissipated in the middle, it's like it was erased in the middle. And I
Right.
don't, that just doesn't physically make sense, I think. Because like if you catch that very last frame, there's just no chemtrail in the middle, and then 2 of them, which is very odd.
That's why I said shadow, because
Yeah,
yeah,
that's true. It could have just, the like it didn't
could
go
just be
away.
a
it just
cloud
spread.
between the sun and the contrail.
Yeah, see that? Because that's super strange. Yeah, that right there. It also kind of looks like someone just,
Hey, Brasso.
used the rubber stamp tool in Photoshop.
In a video?
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that was possible, but it does look like that.
Jamie, what's your thoughts?
I feel like Spooky could do this in After Effects.
Spooky
I
can
could.
do anything in After Effects. We
I-
gotta
I-
stop saying
I can't.
that.
I can't like grow money. So
See, there
I
you
have
go.
if
hope
I
for
could
you.
grow money in After Effects, then
Yeah, here's the thing. So, like Enzo's saying, like, is the contrail just dissipating or is it getting drawn to the orb? I feel like maybe it was just dissipating, and then somebody went in with the video afterwards and put that stupid dot there.
Yeah, and like with all the compression and resolution and
Yeah.
everything, it looks like it's there. But,
Mhm. They wanted to make it look like that. That's why it looks so fuzzy and weird and fucked up. But it
but
was
where did
actually
it
just
go
like
at the very end there? Because it's bright here, this far away, and then where is it?
it went
there?
to the store to buy cigarettes.
I was like,
There you
yeah,
go.
the clip,
never
the
came
clip
back.
ended. Yeah,
Dad?
Spooky should make NFTs. I
flaw.
agree. I don't know why
I
she
think-
doesn't.
Because NFTs is bullshit. But let's not go there.
Is
Just
it
go
bad
with
for
the
the
Oh
money.
environment?
my
Yeah.
god.
Get the money
I still
and
have
run,
an
Spook.
NFT I need to upload. And
Ooh,
I'm very
yes.
proud of him. Very proud of him.
All right.
Okay.
Is that
Well-
everybody's opinion on that one? All right.
I said UFO. You guys basically
have
all
one.
said UFO now.
Yeah. You got it, Spooky? Please,
take it.
please, yes.
I'm gonna do. I need more information.
Okay, that's fine.
I like that.
So
It's
this
always
was
safe to be
3
with
days
fish.
ago in your hometown, Jamie.
Say that again. 3 days
It's
ago in my
just-
hometown.
But in Vegas, not hometown.
Okay.
But
I was like,
was
so
like-
my house?
I was like, Bree. Oh, hello, baby.
It's you, man. Here's a clip of.
Mm.
That's
I
not
thought
an
it was a
airplane?
plane. Wait for it.
hold
I
on.
wouldn't be showing this unless there was something that made me go, wait, what?
Filmed
Okay, hold on.
on March 18th, 2022. And it appears to be flying over Trump Towers. And then behind
He just had to say
the
it.
Space Needle.
Is this UFO man?
Take a look, make an
Yeah.
assessment.
Tim,
Let me know what you think.
forgot his last name.
Checked
Dust.
and saw
From
that
dust.
there were no blimp activity
Yeah, I
at
was
this
thinking it was a
time. So
blimp
this
or
is
like
not
a
a blimp.
Tail like
This
sign.
is also not
of a plane, you
banner
know, the
being
drag
put
Wait for
behind
it.
a
signs.
plane because there is absolutely no planes.
I
in
was like,
front of
plane,
it.
plane.
There was no sound other than the camera sound,
And then, wait,
and
what?
it disappears over the ridge. So take a look, make an assessment. Let me know what you think down below in the comments.
Tic Tac.
There will be a couple still
Ice.
shots, but it was very difficult
Hold on.
to discern other than a white line with a little bit of a black energy field above it in the still shots, because as I got
It's,
closer,
Trump's
it kind
micropenis.
of distorted a bit. So take a look. Let me know what you think. And as
Wait,
always,
so if
thank
you're
you
in the
for watching.
stratosphere, you could see that? Like, would that be almost eye to
What?
eye with you?
Yeah,
This-
If you were in the
this is up on the
stratosphere?
hill.
The fact that it goes over the ridge is
Yeah, that's what got me. I was like,
Yeah.
wait.
and
What?
is that the shadow on the ridge?
No, it's apparently it was like a black black shadow above the.
Oh, yeah,
So
white
here,
goes
so
above.
here's
And
the
you
deal.
can't do this in After Effects?
Cupid
I
pause.
mean,
You
could.
probably
Okay.
could,
Okay.
but
There's no jump cuts? I just feel like
Okay,
if you were
so
in the
that
stratosphere, you would be
shadow
looking
there,
at it.
that looks just like a resolution kind of displacement.
Okay,
It
so
does.
I just want to slightly explain a little bit too where this is at to everybody who's asking Enzo's comment. So where this is if I was if I was standing in California and looking at the strip, so looking east, and so it goes this way. The airport would be right at the end of the strip going the opposite way. So it could be possibly going in to land to the airport if it was a plane, yes.
Yeah.
But it would have
But it
been going
goes over the-
downwards. It would have been going downwards to go to the airport. It's not, again, parallel to the airport. It would have to
it's
make like a
heading
little bit of
south.
a turn. But this right here is heading south. Yes, this
Yeah.
plane is heading south right now. And then if it does that, then it's making a sharp east turn going over that mountain.
What's the name of it at the Trump Tower? It's not the Stratosphere. You know what I meant, Dad. What's the name of this?
It's called the Strat. It's
Stratosphere.
called the Strat. That's all. That's the
So-
whole name. It's called the Strat.
Okay, then you're welcome,
people get
and I
very-
am saying the same shit.
No, people get
Okay,
very upset when you say
let's call it the
stratosphere because it's
stratosphere?
not the
Yeah.
stratosphere. It's called the Strat.
It's a
People
strat.
get very.
Oh my god.
I'm just
Wow.
saying, yes.
Well,
Yeah, so-
excuse me.
I was gonna say, is it a possible that weird darkness behind it is because it was like put onto the video? It just seems so weird and strange to me.
It's
I don't
weird that
understand.
like it follows it over the ridge, and it's
Yeah.
not a shadow. It looks displaced. You know.
Yeah, and I think that if it went by the
I was
Strat,
sold on
It's
it being a
strange
plane
that it
until
goes
that last bit.
away over the. Yeah, I don't know. This
And
is a
here's
good
the-
one.
and here's the thing: if it went by the Strat like that, by the windows, there's no way you wouldn't have 500 more fucking videos of people being like, "What the fuck is this here?" Like, this is a very highly populated Vegas place.
I was
Like,
gonna say, yeah.
COVID doesn't exist here. We don't wear masks anymore. Like, people just live
Did
their
anyone
life.
else
Like,
catch footage of it?
that's exactly. So unless there
Yeah.
was more footage of this, I'm just not believing
Why
it.
don't we?
A
why
drone
don't we have a look?
banner. A drone
I'll have a
banner, quite possible. That's very interesting. That is something that they do here in Vegas. I don't know if they do it that close to the strip though, like that, because the strip is very specific about what could be flown and
Yeah,
where.
it's like a no-fly zone.
Yeah, I don't know if it'd be that close down to the Strat, how it would be.
Strat.
Yeah, the banner idea. I thought about like one of those old planes that
Pulling it, but that's
pulling
it's too.
a banner.
close
But
to
I
the
didn't
strip.
realize they do drone banners now. That's
Yeah,
creepy.
they do. Mhm.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, my good friend has his drone license, and we were flying it all around New Mexico, and it's
Ooh.
trippy stuff. Like you can hit a button on the phone that just goes home, and it comes right back,
Just goes right back to where you were.
right
Mhm.
back to where you lifted off. I'm like, oh, wow.
It's like a homing
That's
pigeon.
a
but a
Luddite,
drone.
Oh my
though.
god. Okay. Before I start this video, while Kari's looking for another one, possibly.
There are no other angles.
No others? Oh, fuck off. That's horrible. Okay, I have this video, but before we start, I know Chupacabra isn't here, but please tell me this doesn't low-key look like him.
Giant cover up.
No,
Oh,
I
it's
don't.
true. If you ask
Oh,
anyone
a
in
little
Puerto
bit.
Rico, yes, Puerto Rico,
Right?
not Mexico.
Like, at
that's
first I was like,
Mexico,
Sam.
Sam. They'll tell you that Chupacabra
Not
has
all the way,
existed
but,
for
like, I glanced
decades,
and I was
if
like,
not a
Sam?
century.
No.
But the first reporting of it is in the 90s.
It's just
so why
half
is
Mexican.
that? Because the Chupacabra was invented to hide the actual truth of what's
How
really
funny
killing
he's
all the
saying
goats. Because
Chupacabra.
yes, goats are really dying and having their blood drained. The answer? Well, follow
this
for No,
meta?
I'm fucking with you. It's a cult.
This is
Like,
meta.
cult's been killing sheep since forever in Puerto Rico. And then one day they just blamed it on the Chupacabra and it just took off from there. Now, I'm not saying Chupacabras don't exist because they definitely do, but also satanic cults to blame for a lot of the goat killings too. The more you know. And just before anyone asks, my father was born and raised in Puerto Rico. And when I told him my theory for this, he said, you know, that makes a lot of sense.
I'm gonna
Okay. Thoughts,
I'm gonna
ideas.
challenge that satanic comment.
Yeah, I didn't like that part.
Probably
Yeah.
Santeria, which is very different and is not Satan based, but you do you.
I just thought it was interesting that he was just like, the Chupacabra, like, I guess is real, but the reason it's so big is because, it's just witches and cults and Satanists or whatever killing all the animals and they just needed a scapegoat.
I mean, this just reminds me of this. It has echoes of the SRA, the satanic ritual abuse stuff of the
Mhm.
80s that was
Satanic
all-
Panic. Mhm.
Yeah, satanic panic that all turned out to be complete fabrications, and it turned out it was one. This is super interesting, but it's this one psychologist. I forget her last name, but she's the one that kind of came up with this, hidden memory idea.
Mhm.
Where you come to my therapy session and I'll help you find these memories that you must have forgotten about. And really, it's just implanting memories and ideas in
Well,
people.
it's just
And that's what,
suggestive hypnosis, right?
yeah, suggestive, yeah. And
Mm.
it came out that she was behind a lot of this. And funny enough, I don't know if anyone here is familiar, but Teal Swan, the you know, I'll reserve my opinions of her for later.
Mhm.
But
Oh,
she
I used to like her.
came out with the same stuff, and it turned out that her therapist was the same person. So
Oh,
I wonder if Corey Good went
Oh.
to that lady.
yeah, she's something else.
Bree, you got the next one?
Wait, is she full of shit, Keats?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No way.
I don't know. When you tell your followers that suicide is just a reset.
Oh no, yeah, you can't be doing
Yeah.
that.
Sorry.
No. Ooh,
I kind
that's-
of believe that. It's not saying that you should kill yourself, but it's more like when you die, eventually you're just going to go back and be like, well, fuck, I guess I should go back. So it is like a reset.
Sure, but you don't know that for sure. You tell
Mhm.
people that it is, and you're an absolutist about it, and people will think that, and who knows?
then they'll
your
do
energy
it,
probably
yeah.
just dissipates into nothingness, and it was.
I was like, yeah,
all
what if it's
for
what if it's a punishment for killing yourself? Yeah, you're like, oh well, if you kill your soul, then you're done, you're over it. There's no
Right.
more. You cease to exist.
Who knows? Yeah, but
Mhm.
she's got a lot of issues, but that's for another video.
I love it.
Okay.
Right, Bree, you got the next video.
Oh, well, yeah, I have so many. Oh, actually, I wanted to play this earlier, but you guys were on a thing,
Chit-chatting?
so I wasn't going to interrupt. But when you guys thought that first video I played was a bird,
Mhm.
I found this and I was like, what? And I just want to know if
Spotted flying over Vancouver. Can anyone explain this?
A chicken?
do chickens fly?
Yeah,
Not really.
No, I mean, yeah.
they
I was-
can, I guess.
That
They
high?
can for a little bit. They
Tell
jump.
me that
Can
doesn't look
anyone
fake.
explain
Not,
this?
yeah, not that high. No.
That chicken just caught a wind. Like that
Yeah.
chicken caught a wind and is
Step
gliding.
up like a plastic bag. And then
Yeah.
It could have
Yeah.
taken off from like a balcony. There's
Yeah,
a lot
because
of
you
high
notice
rises
it's not
in Vancouver.
it's not
like,
flapping fast enough to like.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
It's gliding.
What
It's
the
gliding
fuck?
on like a heat current.
That's awesome to have caught
That
this
is
footage.
awesome.
I
Is
would have
that
laughed
real?
my ass off.
Could there be a cock
Chicken
drone?
just riding the skies. I love it.
Oh,
Chicken
man,
run.
I would get a cock drone.
It does look a little mechanical.
I'm gonna fly my cock to your house tonight.
How do
Yeah.
you know that's
Caught
not
a
a
Will you
wind.
drone?
let my cock in? My cock is waiting for you outside your balcony. Can you let my cock in?
Listen, your cock can come inside my back door whenever you want.
I
It's
hope so,
always
because
open
my
for
cock's
you.
been waiting to
Majestically
come
fine,
inside.
too.
It's like
That is
awkwardly
beautiful.
so stiff.
I just can't get
Uh,
over it. I'm just like, what? Is this real? I don't understand.
I love it.
It is in Canada, so whatever, anything goes.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Anything happens in
doesn't
Canada.
exist.
Right.
All right. Let me see what I got. Let me see
I
what I
need
Sorry,
got.
to know the
Canadians in the
facts.
audience.
I need to find the facts.
Oh my god.
Why?
Okay, so I've named this Jew Magic. Let's see what happens. I have Jew Magic and Jew Magic 2, just an FYI. So I have to play back to back.
Encyclopedia of Jewish myth, magic, and mysticism to talk about
G
the
magic
behemoth.
too harder.
A mythical beast mentioned in Job and Psalm 50:10, which calls him the first of God's creations. Behemoth is said to drink up all the waters that flow from paradise. He is so big he sits on 1,000 mountains. His bones are hard as tubes of bronze, and his limbs are like iron rods. At the end of time, he will do battle with the Leviathan, a battle neither will survive. In the world to come, he will be an entree at the messianic banquet. Keep in mind that most of the time the Jewish literature introduces us to a mythical creature such as the behemoth or the Leviathan, it is doing so as a metaphor for either a spiritual energy, a spiritual concept, or as a moral lesson that is encoded within the description of that creature. Most likely it is not talking about a literal monster that is so big that it can sit on top of 1,000 mountains. Another example, the Leviathan is sometimes described as being so big that it couldn't actually fit into any of the ocean.
Oh shit!
He was on to
Russell's-
something there. It was starting to
Russell's
worry
saying
me
we're
that.
gonna get a 30-day ban for mentioning Jewish magic.
Oh no!
Oh my god.
I'm a fan of the Kabbalah and I'm a fan of the Zohar.
Hey, well, don't make us
sure. I was also raised Jewish.
drop the
Half
Jewish family history. We'll
Right
do
here.
that.
So
We'll
Ra-
get away
but,
with it.
like,
I was raised
I was
Jewish as
worried that
well.
he was going to be a literalist, and then he turned it on its head, and I was like, "Hell yeah, preach!"
Yeah, and so I thought
You know?
that's interesting because you were saying earlier that it's not about these literal things, that people forget that
Right.
they keep taking it so literal, this exact meaning. But at the end of the day, these are all literal stories that they're telling you. Like they're trying to teach you a
Yeah.
lesson about things. It's
Well-
not a real actual thing that happened physically in front of them.
I also love that he mentioned that it's a like the spiritual fight, this crusade against this behemoth, and we all go through that in some way or another. And so,
Absolutely.
I'm a fan of allegory. I'm a fan of folklore. I don't take any of that literally, but it does speak volumes to me through its like poetic resonance.
Well, and I think
Right.
it's important to talk about too because we've been having a lot of conversations recently about the parallel between religions and believing in the paranormal and UFOs and
yeah.
aliens and all that kind of stuff. And one of these religions that I think really embraces that is the Jewish community. It's been talked about inside of their stories and their past for literally centuries, and it's a great because like I know when I had questions about it, I've said it here on this channel before. I went to my rabbi and was like, "Hey, what do you think about aliens? What does the Torah say? Like, what are your thoughts?" And he went and he thought about it, research, came back and was like, he literally, this is what he said. He didn't even give me anything to read. He was like, why would we limit ourselves to think that we are the only thing that God created? And he just like left it at that and walked away. And I was like, okay, thank you, sir. And so it's interesting because so many religions don't have that openness about it and they're so closed off because I think it battles so many of their fundamental beliefs that it's because I think they take the shit too literally.
Yeah, and they believe that the human species is the top of the hierarchy of all existence, which is it just can't be true. It's just not possible, right?
Hate crime.
Hate crime.
No, I just wrote Brassel a poem.
I like it.
He said, "I got shot by a directed energy weapon, yapping about Jewish magic." That sounds like 2000. 2000.
That was funny.
I never saw the full that clip. I've seen it. You guys play it, but I don't know what the hell's happening. It's so quick.
It just
So
says,
can you explain the meme?
The bigger
someone got shot.
Someone got shot is the bigger context of it. Yeah.
So the context is that
so
guy.
It cuts right
getting
before
shot.
he gets shot.
No.
Oh my god.
So there's a big angry guy screaming at the dude, and he's like, "I will take that gun and I will fucking kill you." And then the guy's like, "I doubt
it." And then he did.
Take your swing.
Yeah, and then he did.
Take your swing.
Oh, you gotta love that nonchalance. That southern nonchalance is just
very much.
I doubt
The
it.
confidence. The confidence is through the roof.
I doubt it.
Okay, do you guys want to see the Jew Magic Part 2 since we're already here?
Yeah,
I might as well
yeah.
continue. Okay.
And
followed
just
him.
you were arguing over putting a mattress in the dumpster. I read putting someone in a dumpster. I was like, what?
Through this, and I found something
I want this
really
book.
cool on Cain or Cain, that there are some sources that believe that he was, Pirkei de Rabbi Eliezer calls him the spawn of Satan, reflecting a tradition that Cain was actually the offspring of the coupling of Eve and the serpent. So basically, Eve had sex with the serpent, the snake, or Samael, and it also connects it to the fallen angels, saying that they were called sons of divinity. They were sons of Cain, for when Samael mounted Eve, he injected semen of filth into her and conceived and bore Cain, and his aspect was unlike that of any other human, and all those who came from his side of the human family tree were called sons of divinity. What?
Yeah, that's a trippy story. Cain in and of itself, he killed Abel, right, and was like casted out, and he goes to this place called the Land of Nod, which is east of Eden, and it's like this dark, kind of empty abyss where they actually begin civilization. So it's like humanity isn't built on Eden; it's built on the Land of Nod, which was east of Eden, and he bore a son named Enoch. And Enoch was the revelator of the fallen angels and the book of Enoch and and all of that. So I just I love that stuff. It's beautiful, beautiful stories.
It's fascinating the amount of detail and dedication were put into a lot of these traditions and these stories that were written down, because when a lot of these were formulated, it was all word of mouth. It wasn't being necessarily written down in these places. So it's interesting because you have some of these myths and things that are like so very vague and like give these broader ideas of a story, but you look at a lot of these more religious ones and they're so incredibly fucking detailed. It's like the exact same story has been told over and over and over again.
Yeah, they're detailed to a point too. Like, and that's what I was saying earlier. They're detailed like to fill the story, but you're not getting how they felt, right? You're not like in their head as they're doing these things. It's like this happened, then this happened, then this happened, and the entire thing is to be taken as like this moralistic, story or tale. But there's a lot of like really aimless ones that
for sure
when I think about it confuse me, because like what is the point of these stories? I can't think of any on the top of my head, but I just remember growing up being like, what is the moralistic point of of this story? Like, why?
And do you think that's just because in today's day and age it's not something that applies in any way, shape, or form, so you can't?
It could be, but it's also it might go against like what I was saying, to be fair. Like it might go against as it's more of a journalistic kind of document. It could be and this is just what happened and there's no point. I don't know. But I take it. Like I said, I just like the the poetry of it, and it resonates. But I don't follow any tradition specifically at all. And
me either.
Yeah.
Same.
I feel you.
Same.
Oh shoot.
Kari? Only Kari would know.
Trying not to have an aneurysm from that.
Too quick.
Oh God.
That's what she said.
This seemed normal.
Hey.
It's just a building.
It's pretty cool.
What do you mean it's just a building? The building is on the bottom. You can see the top.
Yeah.
Down here.
I've seen other things where it looks like there's things in the cloud where it's just like
it looks like the image of what a black hole is.
It
like
totally
what
is.
physicists say a black hole is, like they showed in Interstellar, whatever.
That's
You know
true.
what they're trying to do?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. Fake.
Yeah.
Fake news.
God,
It's cool though.
Damn it.
Alien
it.
I was
ghost
hoping
babies.
you'd be like, oh yeah, it's a portal.
I mean, I still want to see that. I would still like that. It's when they
Not another
like
video
purport it to
since
be
didn't like it.
truth or
Yeah,
not.
that's
and
trash.
It's not art anymore.
Baby Goat says it was a butthole edit, unfortunately.
There you go.
Oh my god.
I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I know.
The black hole.
I know they said black hole. I just wanted to say butthole.
Yeah.
Oh. All right. This one is great. Taken by Patricia of the docu Black People Do See UFOs.
I love when it has on the top of the video real UFO footage. It's like I need that to know, so I know for a fact it's real.
Just in case you don't want to get confusion.
Taken by Patricia of the document Black People Do See UFOs.
Black people do see UFOs.
I'm pretty
The
sure
do
she's on
should've been.
Twitter.
Is she?
I'm pretty sure. Mm-hmm.
I personally do think black people see UFOs, so I agree with you, Patricia.
I mean,
I know.
yeah,
I think that's funny.
everyone
Like it's
should be
only
able-
everybody can see. I put
But
like
I,
when
I
I
just
saved it, it was
edited-
like UFO captured by.
This I'm kind of with Kari because like I just got done editing this big
that.
art piece, and so I can see the like premiere layers and ways to do this in my mind.
Even
It's
this?
taking me out of
Look
it.
at that.
Yeah,
Jelly ball.
yeah.
Are you
Little
saying that black
emboss,
people do see UFOs, but they're lying? Wow.
I was
Little
like,
emboss
did you?
up
Oh
the
my
gamma.
god! So you're saying that she? Wow.
Now that's a hate crime. bit.
I mean, did she take this, or is this footage that she's
I don't
putting in
know.
the document that she saw?
If it's someone else's footage, then I'm going to say not a UFO. But if it is her
Right.
footage, I'm going to say it is a UFO. That's my final decision. Personally.
It seems like she's a cool
TikTok
person and
is-
didn't lie.
It's
so-
Foya Boy. The TikTok account is Foya Boy, like BOI. So it's
What says it
Foya.
was taken
Like
by
Gator Boy.
Patricia?
It's just funny that it's Foya Boy.
Foya boy.
Foya Boy.
Oh, Foya boy. Oh, what if that's secretly John Greenwald's account?
It's like his son. He like takes the. What if it's John Greenwald? But he has a son, but he's like super like wannabe gangster. So he's like Foya
Foya
Boy.
boy.
It's like, yeah, it's just UFOs, man. You know what I'm saying, man?
Always like that.
Sorry.
Just drinking my Miller High Life 2 hate crime being played on there.
right. Jesus Christ. Okay. I gotta bring it back. You guys.
What do you call it? Water bear? Or-
Water bear. Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah.
Meme Queen needs to. Oh.
Water bears are aliens. For sure. Get him, cat. Fuck him up. Sorry.
We cuss on here, just so you know. I like the tapestry in the back.
Wait, hold on. It's not that the race card adds credibility. That's not what it is. What I'm saying it because if that person specifically saw that with her eyeballs, then I believe that she recorded that video. But if it was just a video randomly posted with somebody, like she just randomly reposted the video, then I was gonna say bullshit. It has nothing to do with their race. Just enough.
Yeah, and I said she seems cool because everyone in the chat was mentioning.
Yeah, they were talking about her in the
Kendra.
chat. Yeah, so I'm
Twitter.
saying if that was her personal video,
Yeah,
'cause
that's
it
what I'm
did say
saying.
that
She's
she
on
recorded it.
Twitter.
If she recorded it, then I fucking believe it. UFO. But if it was just like a random repost of some shit, then like no, I don't believe it.
Yeah, she has some good stuff on the account. I swear I've seen her on Twitter. And
I feel like I have too, honestly.
Is this still playing?
No, I paused it for a second and then
Oh,
I played
okay.
it again.
And it's just the door.
I get.
so what's up with the cut?
Oh, come on. Isn't he under the sheet?
Yeah.
That's why the cat jumped up.
Yep.
I mean, animals know.
I mean, yeah, but like, cats in the middle of the night, this is what they do. Like,
This is they're little shit heels. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
running amok.
Yeah, no, my cat, I swear, is always seeing ghosts. He
Yeah.
will just sit and then all of a sudden be like,
I
No, it's
also,
just
yeah, I
like,
think it's about, it's like I said with,
it
the
standing?
eye resolution.
always
it could be
looking
just
like-
simple as that. Our eye resolution is pretty lame.
Yep.
Like it really is.
ugh,
2020 is
I trust
not.
the cats.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
mostly
think I
animals.
have
Yeah, my
to, actually. I
dog
haven't
sees
seen
some
an
shit,
adult
freaks out.
in a while, though. I have not seen one. Okay.
Hey, Dope Nose. Okay.
I actually really like that comment.
This one.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it sounded really pretty reading it in my mind. Cats sound like miniature horses galloping in the night.
Dope Nose, you should write us a poem, please.
Did you guys ever do that? Like sit on someone's lap and then they'd be like, "This is how the ladies ride." Clickety clock. Clickety
No.
clock.
No,
And it's
what
like,
is that?
This is how the gentlemen ride. Clickety clock. Clickety clock. And then
Oh,
it's like,
no.
this is how the
No.
cowboys ride. And you go, gallopy, 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 gallopy.
Oh, like if you're like a baby.
Yeah, like with a small person that you sit on.
Yeah, yeah,
you
okay.
know.
Oh, okay. I was just like,
I don't
Bree,
remember.
what do you do in your free time? Jesus fucking Christ. Just like going around sitting on old man's laps and bouncing up and down? Holy
That's
shit.
a weird party game.
So I was saying, I was
mean-
like, wait a
I
second.
mean, Josh is 4 years older than me. So, like, is that true?
Jesus.
Jesus, I did. So this is a really short video. It's Zoomy Moto Lento.
Zoom and Moto Lento.
Moto Lento. I've never done that.
It's a plane. I figured it out. It's a plane.
The top is a plane, but the bottom?
Also a plane.
It's DB Cooper.
Jumping out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that is this meta or what? Pulling a
My
dinghy?
question.
Is a dinghy? Is that in Australia?
A dinghy? Yeah.
Ew.
It's like I don't know if
No, we're
planes
like when
do
old
that,
men sniff
but
me.
boats do for sure.
Breathe. I enjoy
Okay.
vintage.
Serious question. Why is there chemtrails coming out of the wingtips and not in line with the engines?
Well, they may not be contrails. It could be, like it happens normally when you're taking off, but it can happen in different air layers or densities of air, where you get it's like a thin white line that comes off the wingtips.
Mm-hmm.
I'll try and find an example, but
Could it just be that plane is on fire and the other white thing is trying to put out the fire?
Maybe?
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
You're gonna. What if we're looking downwards and this is the ocean, and those are
There
not
we go.
chemtrails coming out, but it's skidding across the water, it's breaking the waves, and that's a boat.
Aha! I found something similar.
Okay, let's see.
That would make sense, Jamie.
I know.
Uh,
I think so. Low key, it might.
I think
So-
it would make sense.
Here is a plane that had to dump fuel in midair.
Okay.
Oh shit!
That's
They're
identical.
fuel dumping. Oh, I remember this. This happened earlier.
And it was over the kids' school, and they sued him. Yeah.
Like of all the places you had to go to a children's school, God, you couldn't.
I mean,
pick
they're
one,
up in
eh?
the. It's not like they were aiming for it, but
Yeah, but that was unfortunately
Yeah.
timed. They could have did it
Yeah.
over like a forest or some shit, but
They're like
I'm not sure that would've been
recess, and then it's like. Could you imagine? That must have been hot.
So I think that was probably whatever was coming off of it was something from them dumping the fuel.
It was just a Tic Tac.
Yeah.
This guy
It
is
was just
looking
a
at the
Tic Tac.
fucking water above. But the Earth is flat. I thought, Brassel.
right.
I thought the Earth's flat, so why would that matter? It's all a projection. Okay, wait, I have a serious question for him. Why? Somebody, I'll get a video and I'll ask at the same time. Okay, but if the Earth is flat, does that mean that like we're just a weird simulation or something, or do we also just exist in the universe, but all the other planets are round and we're the only flat one?
I honestly
Supposed to
don't
be like we're
care
in God's
either
globe.
way. You know,
I found something.
No, I feel
kinda
you.
answers
like
that
if
question
I
today.
found out that everyone was lying to me, I'd be like, yeah,
Sounds
Probably,
about
like,
right.
that makes
Yeah,
sense.
okay, makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah.
It's funny you bring that
Um,
up because I read a paper today.
Oh, hold on.
about-
Ooh.
There's water
About
above
how-
that. The
Scientists are theorizing that reality only exists because we perceive it, like it's created
Right.
from our
Yeah.
perception.
brain.
Yeah.
but there's
Yeah.
like a shared somatic reality that we all create, like together,
Right.
which is the trippy part.
The collective truth.
Yeah,
I've
yeah, but
always
that's
somatic,
really
like
in-depth
feeling,
stuff, but
right?
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you know,
the
body
paper.
of the body, like
Mhm.
that shared experience is when you get into the nitty gritty of this stuff. That's like how does that persist? You know,
Right.
Mm.
how are other people's like experiences mirrored within ourselves when we like touch and view each other and
Feel
it's
each other.
it's a
I feel
it's a deep one.
It's just deep
It
in
is.
my womblands. Sorry, TikTok
Lance.
reference. I know it's Lance.
I like
In-depth
Commander
stuff.
Keen says if anyone ever thinks we're not real, then we all die. There's like some truth to that. I do believe.
Yeah,
I think
for
that's
sure.
like a very matter of fact way of saying that. But yeah, to a degree, we all, whether we're intentionally or not, we're all deciding to agree on
That we're
so
here.
much.
Mhm. Yep.
You know,
That's why I've
between
always
us.
said, like, when people talk about things like disclosure, right? So, like, there's disclosure for the paranormal, right? It's a universal thing that people just accept. There's people out there who don't believe it, but universally it's accepted thing. That's
I
I
knew I'm
think,
already dead.
that's
Yeah.
what I think disclosure looks like for like the UFO community. It's not about somebody stepping outside and putting a flag on the ground saying aliens are real, but just the blatant fact that as a society, as the majority, we just believe it to be fucking real, so we just continue about our day about it, you know?
Looking the same way, right? It
Mhm.
has to, why do aliens have to always be tied and tethered to UFO or the
And
UFO
yep, little green
phenomenon?
men. Yep. Mhm.
Yeah. And it always harks back to, you know, the 1945 incident, you know, moving forward with all that. It's always the same
I think it was
material, the
intelligence in Hollywood
same.
in the 50s that
Yeah,
cemented the idea.
it's the same you know, phenomenon that we all keep looking into, and it echoes through generation and generation and generation, and we all look at it the same way, you know, because we can't go much further than actually experiencing it ourselves, and a lot of us do and don't know how to translate that, or, you know,
Mhm.
to speak about it, or we're trying to find answers and, like, you know, what this is. And sometimes when we hear other people talk about their experiences, we're like, holy shit, that, you know, that resonates with me. That kind of fills in, you know, a linguistic way to explain that, right? And it, like, that's why we keep doing it. But at the same time, like, I think I think proof is, like, I think people should kind of refocus their energies and not so much proof but experience, if that makes sense. You know.
I mean,
I
yes
mean,
and no. Sometimes
I think that's a
evidence is
possibility.
needed.
Yeah.
If we are to, so we will be recording and releasing our first Deep Thoughty Waba episode, and if we go into all the different parallel ideas of parallel universes, multiverse theory, and one of these theories that is a possibility that every moment you have a thought,
It creates a new
you
reality.
have
Yeah.
created that new world, that new reality. So
And that's magic.
yeah,
Shazam.
Being
you
aware of
would
that
be
wave
doing
of
that.
time and
You
the
would be like,
thoughts.
they
That's
died. If you 100% believed it, though, I don't think it's enough for
It
you to
died
be
to
like, okay,
you.
well, in this
Yeah.
universe, I'm gonna be like a millionaire. No, that's like a flimsy idea. I think you have to,
Yeah,
like,
the secret is grocery store, you know, grocery checkout aisle, like magic.
You pick up the banana, you pick up the apple.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
these unconscious
But the thing
decisions
is-
that you're making that you don't realize that you're doing.
But
The
the
secret
secret
was-
bastardized it so much in
No.
a material faction, and it's not
Mhm.
supposed
Yeah.
to be.
It's
like,
not supposed to be
material.
material in that way. I
No.
think
Yeah.
that's the problem. People think like, okay, I want a brand new BMW, so I'm going to now manifest a BMW that just literally pops into
Yeah.
my front yard. But it's not about that. It's about the path that takes you to put you in front of that opportunity, and you have to take those opportunities to continue you on that
Right.
path. It doesn't just
Yeah,
not like
show
and,
up
like,
magically. Mhm.
Right.
You know, just the
exactly.
intentional workings of, you know, I'm gonna do like an intentional working just to be qualified for a loan to get the BMW, because what I'm doing is I'm like
Mhm.
centering and focusing on everything,
Is that
all
not
the
a ritual in
machinations
itself?
that I need to
Mhm.
figure out, you know, with credit and blah 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 blah, right, to get to that point. So it's like it's very much more pragmatic, and, you know, you use these as you don't just like do a vision board with a BMW and like look at it every day and like, yeah, I want that, and then it comes
It
to
doesn't
you.
work like that.
But it is a tool. I will say I used to vision
It
board a
reminds you.
lot.
Yeah.
It reminds you. And so I used to vision board a lot, and I think it was just like you're saying, a reminder, but it's a constant. If it's there, you look and you remember. It's there, you look and you remember. And so I used to also have mantras on my
Yeah.
vision board, because if I looked, I would say it, and it was just kind of like reprogramming my brain again into that.
That's important.
And
Yeah.
I honestly think that I've manifested everything that I've wanted thus far without
Mhm.
being like crazy. You know, like, oh, I want to live in a mansion. That's never really been a want.
Yeah,
It would be
you've always
nice.
been
But
pragmatic
I
about it. Yeah.
have manifested everything that I have wanted. It has taken time. It has taken steps. It's taken, like, you do this, maybe this works, and then you fail, but then you still end up on a different path that eventually gets you to what you want.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not
Yeah.
The Secret had just a sliver of the truth, and I think it was mainly just meant for like Hollywood elites to look at, and it just became
But I think it
this
also
thing.
it poached and kind of oppressed poor communities
Oh, for sure.
into
Oh, for
giving them
sure.
a falsified
False.
idea of a way out, when it takes a lot more work than all of that, which
I
I'm
think
sure you
knows,
did as
though?
well
What if it
as
did
the
help
vision
one
board.
of them as thinking like I make the vision board, I make the steps, or if I just keep thinking about this, if I put my focus to it, I think there are pockets of deep poverty where people just don't even consider thinking about that. It's just like this will never happen to me, so I'm never
Yeah.
going to look at it. So who knows?
Well, and
It could have
the
helped
issue too is,
someone.
they're thinking
For sure.
about what they want. They're not thinking about that you actually have to manifest the machinations to get there, right? It would be, the small ritual workings, the small workings, the steps of, I'm gonna do something, working to get a better job. I'm gonna do working to, even get a raise, or like move out of this, community. It's like it's
Mhm.
hard. You have to do all these steps, and those steps already exist on your way to doing it, but just being intentional about each of those steps
Exactly.
makes you like far more focused. And yeah,
Mhm.
New Thought is a fun current. People like Harv Bishop and Mitch Horowitz, and they'll say like, yeah, The Secret kind of brought the New Thought idea of positive thinking and all of that to the masses, but at the same time there a lot of people are just looking for the trick, right? And
Mhm.
funny and
It's
ironically enough, magic too, often confused with stage magic, which is about tricks, right? It gets conflated a lot when you know stage magic is about being an illusionist, right?
Mhm.
And ceremonial magic is about dispelling the illusion.
Mhm. Mhm.
So it's like
Wh-
quite the opposite. And I think that people, when they go to magic, they think that it's like a quick, and I just need to find a route
Yeah, I
around.
think that
Yeah.
happens to a lot of people. It's this idea of this like fast fashion Amazon get it in
Yep.
2 clicks kind of a thing, where it's like you think that it can happen overnight. You can snap your fingers, you could light some fucking rose petals on fire and write somebody's name on it, and some
Yeah.
shit happens.
Witch talk. Yeah.
Exactly. So I think that that's what it is the fact that people are simplifying it so much and making people believe that they can simply do things, and it's misleading. It sucks because I think if people actually really looked into it and started to understand the power of all of it, they could change their life, but instead they're literally doing fucking nonsense.
Yeah, I think in that's it like with any kind of supreme passion, right? You need to have the discipline and it's not about the end, it's about the process. And I think a lot of
Mhm.
people want it to be about the end. Oh, here's a trick. Well, I'll do this thing that I learned on TikTok and manifest a mansion or whatever. And of course they're never gonna, that it doesn't work like that.
No. I have a question for you, Keats. How do you feel about the practice
Oh
of
yeah, hey Michelle.
some of these witches or warlocks who are like on the internet selling their services of like, spells and things like that? Like, do you think that people should be doing other people's magic for them? Do you think that that's
I mean,
a
I'm not interested in it, but
Mhm.
it's a free market economy, and if people
Mhm.
want to, it's it takes two to tango, and if you want to pay for somebody else to do that, that's awesome. That's up to you. I would never do anything like that.
Well,
Um,
not that, but I more mean the idea of like, to me personally, I feel like stuff like that wouldn't necessarily work. Like the part of magic that
I
makes it magic is because it's so inherently personal. So
to
like,
me, I still struggle with apps that create sigils for you. I'm like, you're losing the entire process of making the sigil, which is it's about the process. It's not you just put in, you know, uh, you know, uh, uh a want and it gives you an image to jack off to. It's like, no, that's
Mhm. It's
you're
not like that,
missing this
yeah.
whole thing of going through it, of this whole ritual process of writing it. And as Bree was saying, saying it out loud, writing it down consistently, all of this is imprinted so deeply in your psychology, and that's what makes it churn.
Mhm.
If you're just like, hey, no, this sounds fun, I'll just have somebody else do it for me, that just doesn't make sense to me.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, I guess I get it, like, if that's what you want to do with your life, but like personally, I don't know. I feel like me doing a ritual and like looking within myself and doing all of those things to have this outcome is a lot different than me paying somebody $50 to do the work for me. Like, am I going to get
Right.
the same results? I
no.
feel like not.
I feel like
Yeah,
even if you
Michelle,
did, it wouldn't last.
good
Like it
friend
seems like
Yeah.
something that
and
would be quick and fleeting.
right. It like yeah,
Michelle.
the pain in the process too, the struggle and the honestly, to use I don't have a better word for it, but kind of the obsession like means a lot.
It does. Yeah,
And
it's
if
those
you're just
intentions
kind of
that you're
throwing
putting
it
in.
away
Yeah.
and allowing somebody, it's like I don't want that. I want the control, right? I want
No,
the control to like
Yeah, there's
really
something
Yeah.
about when you are desperate about a situation, the kind of energy that goes into manifesting the certain outcome that you want. So I completely understand what you mean by that.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful thing. I think a lot of people do come to magic, especially the, secular types that are going through a desperate time and they're trying to find answers to help them kind of, get out of whatever rut they're into. And it's really powerful when it comes into your life in that way. And I think it's really potent there. And a lot of people find that, it's not about getting out, but it's about like finding this process of creativity, of routinization, of ceremony, of it just makes everything brighter. It just makes everything more intentional and serious and funny too. Humor
It's like
is
it's like smoking
so
weed.
needed. So needed because it's goofy shit,
Wait.
everyone. Magic is goofy as shit. And it's
What about
fucking
hypnosis?
hilarious. It really is. Like to be out in the woods, almost buck naked, running around with the dagger,
Oh,
screaming
sounds so
words.
fun.
Like
Honestly,
it's hilarious. But
I
like
love it.
that stuff, like really, it really I almost said impounds, which after the naked comment, but it really it really imprints on your brain like just how much you want it and how much you're enjoying the
Mhm.
process of communing outside of yourself, not being an absolutist about things, kind of yeah, just finding archetypal constructs and different things and pulling them in and and just having fun seeing what channels out, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Shit. All right, I
But
got
yeah,
this.
I wanted
Michelle's
to
here. She had
know.
a good
Yeah, who's?
question. Or
Where was it? Where is it? Where
Michelle
was it?
Embry is part of We the Hollowed. She's amazing. She does a tarot column on wethehollowed.org weekly.
Cool.
But yeah, this comment, the secret also suggests shunning people who exhibit qualities you don't want. Poor people, fat people. And that's what I'm
Mhm.
talking about with the secret. It's very much in the sense of Scientology, like the suppressive person
Oh.
like
The
aspect of that shit.
SSP.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Super
because
suppressive person.
just because you don't like it's so creepy to only surround yourself with people that you want to glean from. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like that you want to take
I
from.
understand it to a certain extent of like if people are around you that you look up to, but not using them or only keeping those other people around, because then you're
Yeah.
gonna let go of people that you actually love that
Yeah.
might not drive the car you want or have the job you want, but they're people that you love and that love you back.
Mhm.
And
Well,
then
Yeah.
it's like we're letting go of people that give us the value of relationship and
Mhm.
respect and communion over what someone has. And that's
Business.
Yes.
where
Yeah.
I draw
Mhm.
the line. It's no.
Yeah.
If
It's
someone's toxic and no, what's
Well, no,
that gonna do for you?
it becomes a culture, I think, at that point of people who you surround yourself with people who you can either take advantage of or people who can get you places, right? And like
Mhm.
when you surround yourself with those types of people, what are you really manifesting? You know what I mean? At the end of the day, like I would much rather
Yeah.
surround myself with the people who I love, the people who make me feel great, not the people who could possibly like, maybe say my name to someone and then maybe I have an opportunity or something or that. Like, why waste my time and my energy on that kind of thing when I could just be happy with the people I
Right.
love?
And I think
People
that's
that
just an
support
important
you.
quality to, just growth in and of itself, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
you
Mhm.
don't want to be with people that, consistently trouble you or you're having, very dark dramatic points with. So it's always smart, and I don't think there's one magical current out there that would say, no, you should hang out with these people more. They're all gonna say, like, no, get rid of the, like, don't be
Yeah.
around that, because it really is, there's this weird, mirroring aspect to psychology, and like you really do intake, and it happens on YouTube too. It happens on social media. You are what you eat. You
Yep,
really are.
100%,
And
yep.
I had to learn this the hard way. I kept, before I found the beauty of the block button, I was giving a lot of people a lot of chances just to find like some commonality, to when I finally just had to be like, you know what? Goodbye. I can't. You don't want to learn anything. You don't want to listen. Goodbye. So,
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Listen,
I'm just
that's
thinking, all
really
these people-
hard for people to do that in their lives, though. It's really hard for people to have finality with
It's hard.
people, and it's a lot. I say it all the time, but it's so much easier said than done. But it is, though. There has to be a point in your life where, at the end of the day, we watched some TikTok about it that was like, you can't heal the world if you didn't heal yourself first. Like, you, at the end of the day, have to be healed in order to change or do anything inside of this world. So until you sit down and do that work, you have no business trying to fix other people's lives or running around trying to do grand gestures. You should be at home doing your fucking homework.
You sound like Jordan Peterson. Clean your room before.
well, I
going
mean,
out
see,
into the
that's
world.
another, like, it's not a phenomenal thing. It's quite obvious, right? You want to take care of your space, and the body is a temple, and all of that, because it does reflect, it does reverberate, and I don't think there's any common, kind of healthy current that would tell you otherwise. I don't think one would be like, no, wait. You should hang out at the bar and get in fist fights, all the time, and
Only on St.
just like
Patrick's
start
Day.
fights with everybody on the street, and make sure that you quit every job that you get, and blah blah blah. It's like, that's not ever a thing. I think this is a big commonality just for mental
not
health
ever a
and
thing.
Complacency. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or
It's not
complacency is
everything.
not the right word, because I do hate that word. I don't think people should be stagnant or complacent and content.
I don't like
is-
content. Yeah,
that
content's a
should
hard one.
grow, and that should morph. There should be another word of content where it's like,
There should be,
I
because
want people.
I think you should
always
be
eager.
happy where you
Yeah.
are, but want more, but also happy, because there's two sides of that coin, which is, if you're
Yeah.
not content, then you're always wanting more and you're never appreciative of what you have currently.
yeah, or
So
not
there
just
needs to be a
wanting
word that
more.
like intertwines growth, but also being appreciative.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
Because then
For sure.
we've also harvested this culture of people that just want more, never looking back and saying, okay, I am happy. It's like their happiness is always far away for the next
Yes.
thing and the next thing and the next thing. So
Yeah.
it's like,
Chasing the high of
there's
happiness.
gotta be a
like the
word
word
out
eager.
there.
As Jamie said,
eager.
yeah, it's like,
Yeah,
it's
eager.
being present, but being anticipatory.
Well, and
the
I don't
change
think you can
that's
be
coming.
eager without being, I
Right.
think, really happy, right? Like, you could be eager in certain ways, but to be truly eager in like a very good, like you're going to use it kind of way, like you have to be in a good
Yeah,
place. There's a
you're
certain
eager
type of
when
feel.
you're on a good track.
Mhm.
That's
You're
like,
you're not
keep
yeah
it
you're not
coming.
eager when you're in the gutter. Like, that's not
Right.
an emotion that you have.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
true.
Yeah.
Damn. Let's think of a word.
Amen.
You think of it. I'm
Amen.
gonna play this video. I don't know what it is.
Now we're just
Oh.
Old Ouija. Anyone else's grandmother tasked them with burning a 50-year-old Ouija board.
What in the Sam Hill are you doing? That's not how any of this works. Oh, my sweet summer child. Oh, shit. Okay, if it magically returns whole, unburnt in the box, you should properly dispose of it in a different way. Let me tell you how. Mama was helping out my auntie, who's a landlord, and she was cleaning out a unit that someone had moved out of and left a bunch of stuff in. Let me tell you how you get a Ouija board out of your life. You go somewhere that's reasonably undisturbed. Middle of the woods is a good idea, that's where my mom went. Then you dig yourself a hole deep enough that animals or people won't be able to easily dig it up. Then you place just the board in the hole face down. Then, about 10 feet away, you dig another hole. Put the planchette in that hole. Then fill the holes, turn around, walk away, and do not look back at it. Better call a medium, because, girl, you fucked up.
Okay, so true story. You're not supposed to burn the Ouijas.
So the cut of what in the Sam
I
Hill made me
wouldn't.
laugh so hard.
I wouldn't have.
I don't
known
know.
that.
It was made by a big game developer. Like it's only
That's
got
true.
the power of what you put into it. And
So
I fell
that's
into
so-
this too. I was, worried of the Ouija board when I was a kid as well. But like again, this is pareidolia. There's something called the Ideometer Effect when you're working with other people on the planchette, and you don't think you're moving it, and you
But
think
you
the other
are.
person is, but one of you is, right? And that shouldn't be scary. That should be like harnessed and should be very exciting. Like, what are we doing
Mhm.
together in this kind of weird
Yeah.
third mind kind of situation? So I don't like demonize a Ouija board. I just think
Is that kind of like that same idea that we were talking about earlier, where it's like it's not the spirit moving the planchette, it's your energy moving it?
So I mean, it could be, but yeah, there's this effect called the Ideometer Effect, and it's you're basically, you don't think you're moving it because somebody else's hand is there, and you're expecting them, but you're following it, but you're actually pushing it, and you think you're following it. So it's this weird kind of
I get you.
sensation of I'm not.
No, I know what it
know.
is. When you're sitting at a
Yeah.
stoplight and a car goes forward, and you don't realize the light is green, and you feel like you're going backwards, but you're not, like that.
Yeah. I noticed that the other day too. When you look at the ground and everything looks like a Alfred Hitchcock. kind
Yeah,
of
it's like, and you're like, whoa,
rack
fuck, shit.
zoom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But that's not. I'm not saying that it's not. You're not conjuring spirits. You're not. Divining
There's
something.
so many
or-
horror
or-
stories out there.
I
with
just
that.
think that it's all about the power you put into it, and so. If you're really worried about something, like you'll be
Don't
quick
do it.
to blame when anything goes wrong, but shit
True.
goes wrong all the time.
All the time. All
All
the
the
time.
time.
Nothing ever goes
So-
right. If it does,
When
you
I
should be
was-
fucking suspicious.
Yeah.
That's true. I never told you this, Jamie, but when I was younger, I made my own Ouija board.
Oh, this is interesting information that
did
you've
too.
held from me for our 50-year friendship.
I did. I made my own Ouija board.
I
we
made
did
those
And I
too.
held
fortune
on to it
things.
for a long time, and then I was like, I don't need this. I don't even know why my parents would let me make that, but I did.
Did you
I
talk to
already
any
did.
ghosts? That's probably why you've had such weird experiences when you were younger, because you
I
opened up a
don't
portal into your
talk to
life
ghosts. No.
anymore.
Well, maybe
I was
like
like,
I was
I was
saying,
like early teens. I wasn't young, so
Was that-
no, it's
it
always
was-
been a thing. I avoid
don't-
ghost talk.
Did you say I don't talk to ghosts anymore? Is that what you said?
I ain't afraid
I
of no
don't.
ghosts.
Who are you gonna call?
hey Bree, you're not alone. I
Ghostbusters!
have had deeply
don't.
paranormal experiences, like especially when I was a kid, and I think there's something to be said there.
If I
too.
wanted to, it would be. That's the thing with me. I always avoid paranormal in that aspect, because if I really wanted it to be, like, if I wanted to experience it, it seems like it's right outside my threshold, if that makes any sense. And I've built a lot of barriers.
Holding
if-
it out.
If I
Yeah.
really wanted to, it would.
She could
be
just flick
in
the wall
almost
down and
like
it would come
open.
crumble and flood. Yeah.
It's
I've always
scary.
said Bree is incredibly
that.
connected to the paranormal side of life, and she desperately tries to
don't
not let
like
it in. Yeah. She tries very desperately to not let it involve her.
That's okay. Like, yeah. I mean, there are some
Ready.
things that trigger. There's,
Maybe
you
when
know,
I'm 50, I'll be
nature
ready.
and
Yo,
nurture
here's the thing
are
you need to
abused.
understand though. In order for Bree to keep a lot of that shit back, you don't understand how I think spiritually and emotionally strong Bree is, like to deal with that and to push it off, because there's a lot of people who it intrudes upon their life and they go batshit crazy. And Bree is very good at keeping it at an arm's length. And that is she would never admit, but that takes a lot of strength to keep those
Yes.
kind of things at bay.
I agree. You know, there's a deep, like, to have that sort of resolve, like amidst all of that action, even to speak about it and have YouTube
It's like
shows about
chasing.
it, and like know your boundaries.
That makes sense.
Of
That's all I can say.
don't
Is it
come
feels like
in.
it's chasing.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, that's that's super powerful. If
It is. You're running from it.
Can I cut in quickly?
Yeah, of course.
Anybody in the audience is in Austin, Texas, you are under a tornado warning, so just
Yeah,
watch
they're
out.
fucked. Yeah, I saw that
Just,
earlier before we
Ah,
started.
there was an ice storm last year.
You got a couple
Tornado.
more
It's all
up near,
because of Joe Rogan.
Gainesville as well. Look at the
Yeah,
weather.
Corey's
Joe
flights got
Rogan ruined
canceled. He had to
Austin,
rebook them this
Texas.
morning.
Yeah, where did Corey go?
Corey's in Boston.
Oh, fun. Yikes.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's serious.
That's
Mm-mm.
scary.
No bueno.
That's really scary.
And your
There's your
little
weather report
dog
for the day.
too.
I hope. Did anyone find out if Priscilla was okay after her tornado?
I assume she was because she was on social media.
Okay,
but-
perfect, beautiful.
Oh, was that Quantum Witch?
Yes, Quantum Witch.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I caught a little bit at the end of that, and she had to I think it was Big Willie, right?
Yeah, Big Willie on UFO
And
Garage.
she had to leave because of a tornado warning. Yeah, I
Yep.
was
Mhm,
wondering if she was all right.
I think she's okay. Bree said she was on social, so I
That
would
would be-
assume.
So fucking scary.
Yeah,
That's that comment.
No,
that's
it stops.
awesome.
Why does it
What?
stop?
Yeah, no, it's not going anywhere,
Because
Kari.
it's because it's a comet in space. It does. You remember that comment like 2 years ago?
342?
2 years ago? You
A moo
remember that?
moo?
There was a comet in the sky, and everyone. I have.
Moa Moa. A moo
No.
moo?
Yeah,
It's,
it's like
it's
Isom,
actually
comet
the,
Isom.
Is this
it's
new
Marshall
astro-
Applewhite of Heaven's Gate
Heaven's
writing,
Gate. Yes, writing the
Yeah,
Haley Bob.
writing
Wait,
the comment.
Bob.
Haley
Bob-
comment.
Haley. Hail
Hail
Bob.
Bob.
Hail Bob. Hail Bob. I was like, I had it. It was Haley Bob.
Oh.
I was trying to work through it.
Neo Wise. That was what it's called.
Damn it.
Neo-Wise.
Pennywise.
No one told me to buy.
don't
No one
see a
told me to buy
balloon.
my new Nikes, and I could have
Yeah, what the
I know.
fuck?
myself and joined.
You need your those Nikes were like tight.
Fresh.
Those were that was
They
some
were
fresh-
pretty
Comment,
tight.
fresh Nike
Yeah.
action. Also the purple shrouds. God, we're so dark right now. But yeah, the purple blankets that they had over them.
Listen,
Kari, that's
I think it was
fast and fleeting.
stylish.
That's not this video.
I
What?
think people are creeped
This is a
out
time
about
lapse.
Heaven's Gate when they all were. It wasn't Jonestown. They weren't forced. You know.
I was like,
They
yeah,
all
to be
wanted-
fair, they all
Yeah.
decided, like, as much as people want to say that they were like brainwashed and stuff, I mean, a lot of them weren't really like,
They
a lot of them
were.
were super, but a lot of them really truly believed it. And it wasn't about being brainwashed. They just really fundamentally believed it. I'm not saying all of them. There were some
Right.
people who were brainwashed,
Right.
but there were some people who were in there who, like, they really wanted to kill themselves. Like,
Yeah,
it-
well, they were all too like in their twilight years, and it was kind of a euthanasia.
Exactly. It was
almost.
like exactly. A lot of them were
Yeah.
like at the end of their life expectancy. And that's a big reason why I think all of them collectively, like even though the one at the beginning or the head one like made the final
Mhm.
decision. But in order to take that through though, a lot of the people who were those higher ups who have been around a long time, who also had health, decision or health issues and things, also was like, yeah, this seems like a good conclusion to this part of my life.
That's
Yeah,
the problem, though. It's the power of a cult leader. It's the
Yeah.
power of someone that
Right.
can be charismatic, convincing.
I
to
just
the
started watching the We
point
Crash
of no
thing.
return.
What's hilarious too
About-
about Marshall Applewhite, he was neither charismatic nor convincing. Like very interesting case study. And like, how did
People are
people listen to him? And think?
Desperate. I know. I just
Yeah.
people are.
Like I get the David Koreshes of the world, who was like a guitar shredder. And,
Yeah,
you
like
know,
charming. Yeah.
Yeah,
mhm.
charming but yeah,
Because some
yeah.
people are not misogynistic, masochists, and they
Yeah.
enjoy
Narcissistic?
bullshit.
Oh, masochist.
No, like they enjoy the bullshit and the drama. They like to be abused and things like that. Like it's part of it. That's
Sadist.
why exactly.
Yeah,
That's the word I was looking
they
for.
feel they deserve that, which is very
Mhm,
sad.
exactly. hmm
Yeah.
Kathy
and
Splash.
yeah, Thin Lizzie Borden, you're in Colorado. Yeah, I
She
lived
is.
in Denver for a little bit before here, but
Not that long ago.
I wanted to ask her, since she was there, what is the cult that they mummified the leader? Did you hear about this? Love wins or something.
Love
like that?
Wins. Yeah, Love
Yeah.
Wins cult. And it was the woman who was like the head of it, and she died, and they like just kept her there, and they just like
Yeah.
kept putting oils and stuff on her and shit. And she took these like weird pills that
Yeah,
made
she
her
was
like body like
colloidal silver or something.
yeah,
that made her
colloidal
blue.
silver. Yeah, exactly. It made her blue. Yeah, and they found her, and they had just been like worshiping her body and like putting like necklaces and stuff on her. It was weird as shit.
Yeah. But I saw the the SWAT surveillance of them going into the thing, and when they
Did
discover
you?
her, it's like, Jesus. Yeah.
Kathy Splash says that
Yeah,
she
Colorado's nuts. You got David Wilcock. You got
they have a lot there. They have a lot.
Ah, Corey
You got Gaia.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Corey Good.
So Kathy Splash says that she got a booth inside the Making Contact campus event that we are doing this weekend. She says that she got
cute.
I'm next to the lake, second floor, glass auditorium. You'll see a sign that says Kissy Splash. I don't know whether to believe you or not, but
Me
please,
either, but I'm gonna
I
look.
really hope you do. We can go in there anytime and look. So Bree, after this, can you go scoop that out for us and see if it's true?
Yes, Commander Keen, she blew herself.
She was abusive to cats. Oh hell
Yes,
no! Don't
she
hurt
was
the
awful.
cats and don't hurt the goats.
She was a mean drunk too, like a
She was a
terrible
mean
drunk.
drunk lady.
Yeah.
That was the thing. Like what fueled all of her bullshit was the drinking and stuff.
Mhm.
And I think that's why she ended up dying.
So how do you view this thing
and
that you're
the
doing
silver.
on Saturday?
Oh,
how do you view it?
we
Do
will
I need to like go into the metaverse?
Yeah, we'll send you the link. You have to download it, but we'll send it to you after.
It's an app.
Don't get me started.
No, it's like a program for your computer. It's like you'd be downloading Roblox to your computer almost.
Okay, so it's like a game. Yeah.
Game, exactly.
I am not a gamer. I'm sorry.
Me either. I
I'm
don't know
not
what,
either.
I don't know how any of these things work. Oh, hi,
Yeah.
Connor Love. Good to see you. Connor's going to be on tomorrow, you guys, on Bobby's Cryptid Corner. We have a fantastic
so
show
excited for that.
planned. So excited. I really want. I don't know why Kari keeps leaving and disappearing. Why she leave us?
Kari is very upset about the metaverse.
She doesn't. Yeah, I
Kari.
was mad at it and then
Don't
downloaded
Don't
it.
get her started. She said.
Kari's
And then
always
left.
upset.
All right, let me see what I got.
Yep. Kari, stop being a
Oh
bitch.
yeah, so it's a whole thing. Like so you'd have to build an avatar and.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
so
but
easy.
it's not. But it's not hard. Like you could like
Okay.
auto populate it. The only thing is it's like a big chunk of your computer. It's like a lot of
Sure.
That
memory.
big. I'm gonna
But you
drop
said-
the link right now. I didn't say that. It just took me a while at first.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
dropping the link right now. So if you click on it, it's the observation deck. You scroll down, click on download the app. It's real simple and it's
Real
pretty
simple.
fucking cool.
Kari, my love, are you coming back? Because we're gonna do an outro here soon, and I don't know if I should wait for you or leave while you're gone.
No.
Spookies
No.
in spirit.
I just don't know. There
Kari's
she
in
is.
spirit.
There she is. Hello, my love.
Hey, what?
And so I was asking for you, but you're here now.
Oh, fine.
I mean, that sounds like a cool song, but I'm not
Oh,
trying to get copyright.
this reminds me of the famous, cities in the sky, like optical illusions
Oh
that were
yeah.
happening in China.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What are they called? Mirage.
Oh yeah, Mirage. Yeah, but like there was a name for it too, because it was nuts.
There was like the city in
Like-
China that got super
Yeah.
popular. It looked so real. So that's why I have trouble believing that it is 100% an illusion.
Yeah, and like
How
it's
does
not
nature
necessarily
just
an illusion, but yeah, Mirage, where it's you're
yeah,
just
like how does
seeing a reflection.
nature 100% give you a
It is a
reflection
mirage.
that's an entire city with like
Yeah,
castle buildings and I don't
it's trippy. I know it does sound like the party line from the government, like, oh no, it's just reflecting from the
Yeah,
sea.
I'm just
that's,
like,
doing...
okay, but if there's nothing else around it, where is it getting that reflection from?
You're
I don't
right.
know.
I guess I didn't even figure that it doesn't look like the city it's supposedly reflecting.
Yeah, sometimes it's
Yeah.
in the middle of fucking nowhere, and then all of a
Yeah.
sudden it looks like there's a castle. It's like, well, where the hell did the shape of the castle come from? I
Yeah.
don't know.
This is pretty. I mean, I love this.
It is pretty, and it's interesting that they're like, is it a UFO coming from the clouds, or it's a giant?
I grew up in the
bear's
desert,
hand?
and these are just
Look at that.
sunsets. Like they look as trippy as this a lot of times. but
So
that one's pretty
trippy.
specific. Yeah,
This hurts my soul.
it's really cool.
Sorry, it doesn't have to be a UFO. It could just be something cool.
Yeah,
is cool, it's not
I like
UFO,
art. I like
it's-
art, man.
All that is just a tiny little offshoot updraft that's then dissipated, and it's just That's all.
It's a beautiful. If I was on TikTok, I would like this.
I would like it.
Not because I think it's UFO, but because it's cool footage.
Yes.
I agree. All right, Bree, any final video of the day?
I have so many videos, but I'll hold on to them.
Yeah, give us our last one of the day, my love. Make it
Oh,
spicy.
you guys want one more? I don't have.
Yeah,
a
make it spicy.
screen. I don't see if
You're
I
just gonna
have
play
any
my TikTok of me running away from a crowd of people.
Oh, I should have fucking downloaded that.
You should have.
Kari, are you on TikTok?
Unfortunately,
Yes.
She even makes
thought that you
TikToks.
might have been.
I
but
make TikToks
Lucifer.
making fun of people that make TikToks.
This is my next life.
Yeah, that sounds
Right.
like a winning plan. I'm just
Ready? Next life.
Lucifer, come here.
Oh yes.
Hey, where's your
Black
sister?
Phillip.
Wait.
What? Philip is so cute.
Hey, Nightingale.
Look at the house.
And
Black
Nightingale. I said this to Bree because I was like, it's you. It's your house.
You sent this to me?
That's rad.
Yeah.
Do you know where it is?
When?
No.
That looks like Portland or Seattle.
I was like, it looks somewhere in the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah,
I
that
love
looks
it.
like my backyard.
His
To
little
be honest.
gargoyle.
I was like, why do you not have satanic goats in your backyard?
Yeah.
When the fuck did you send this to me? I've been holding on to this for.
Oh my
weeks.
God, I've sent this to you for a while ago. It's because you don't ever read the messages I
God,
send
that
you.
goat
That's
is
why.
ridiculously cute too. That's
So
You know why?
good
Because I
looking.
haven't been on my own TikTok in a really long time. I've only been on ours.
Gotcha.
But yeah,
I joined
he's a
TikTok just so I
freaking
could get the
cutie.
Prag Magic name. And
You
it
have
posted,
to,
like,
yeah.
some of the
Wait.
some of the albums that I've released, but
Yeah.
I haven't really
Keep doing it. No, keep doing it with
It's so
your
cute.
sounds and stuff and your audio because maybe somebody will like maybe the magic side of TikTok will pick it up and start
Who's in
making
there?
videos and stuff with it.
Yeah.
Is that another goat
Yeah.
or does it
Yes,
look like
that's
a pug? It looks
Nightingale.
like a pug.
No, it's Nightingale, the other goat.
Ugh.
I know this
Black
TikTok
Phillip.
very well
Cute.
because I
You
sent
got
it to you.
Black Pietro.
It's a cute
I'm
one.
just loving it. Lucifer, look at their cute little.
Baphomet.
So handsome.
So cute.
Solve Coagula.
That's my spicy
Spicy
video,
meme
I
of the
guess.
day. All right, you guys. Well, that's it for this episode of Butt Stuff Keats. We want to thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us. We are going to
Yes,
bug
we
you
will.
relentlessly soon to do like a tarot episode with us on Bobby's
Yeah.
Cryptid Corner because Bobby is like dying to know, and me and Brie are like,
I
we're
wanna
not worthy
see
to
Keats
teach
and
you.
Bobby next to each other. They
I
look
know, me
very
too.
similar.
Very
They look
similar.
similar.
I just dropped Keats' link. I'll drop it again in here. You guys, please go follow all of his stuff. Later tonight,
could
he
just go
is
to-
premiering. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. You could just go to pragmagic.com too for the link tree. It's probably easy for people.
Subscribe
But
to my blog.
yeah, if you
Yeah,
subscribe
subscribe,
to here, I'll just put subscribe to me.
There you go.
and,
Yeah, drop it.
So you can find me, but it's also just youtube.com/c/pragmagic. And I'm
Channel
releasing the
/pragmagic.
big video sigil tonight around 5 p.m. PST. So in a couple hours.
Cool.
In a couple of hours.
An
right.
hour. No PST. That's 1 hour and.
That's 1 hour from
Yeah.
now. Yeah. Very
1
soon.
hour. There you
All
go.
right, you guys.
I just
we
have to
lo-
be in the chat. So I'm good.
No, you're good. You're good. We love you guys all so much. We will see you guys tomorrow for Bobby's
you guys.
Cryptid Corner when we have Connor on. Please go subscribe to Kari's new blog channel. Make sure you check out Keats. And as always, we love you guys. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Absolutely.